We're getting ready to learn a lesson from trails here at Mountain Creek Ranch. Thank you for watching this Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch. One thing that the ranch has taught me about life and leadership is you just can't take off on a fresh trail that you don't know and say to other people, follow me, I know the way. You got to learn the trail first. And once you learn that trail, then and only then are you qualified to tell others, hey, follow me. So on this Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch leadership lesson, we're going to dive into 4 key lessons learned trailblazing here at Mountain Creek Ranch. So as we watch, make sure you hang on and you watch all 4 of our lessons. Once you find a place you want to go and you begin to make that trail or hike that trail or discover that trail, this confidence begins to build in you. And that confidence says, I am doing this enough and learning enough along the way that I feel comfortable taking somebody else with me. So really when we think about leadership and what the ranch is teaching me in this lesson is that as leaders, it's good to begin to mentally explore where you want to go as a leader, what that goal that you've set is challenging you to do, and allow your mind to do situational leadership as you're walking to that goal. Just like hiking that trail. You're allowing your brain to go there first. You're saying, okay, if that's our goal that we're setting for the year, what do I have to do to get there? What do I have to do in first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter? What do I have to do to get to that goal? And how am I going to do that? What steps am I going to take? And allow your brain to go all the way through it before you turn around to your team and say, come on guys, let's go. So we're really situationally walking that trail and trying to get to understand it and know it before we ever say, hey guys, come along and follow me. Okay guys, lesson number 1, your breath sets your pace. I've been climbing this hill for a while. My breath, I'm kind of out of shape a little bit. I'm kind of tired from hiking this hill. Guess what? If I'm in leadership, my team knows that. If I'm heavy breathing, if I'm excited, if I'm tired, if I'm worn out, if I'm panting away, my team knows that. So rule number 1 of hiking a trail is your breath sets your pace. If I know that I've got a pretty good trail ahead of me, a pretty good hill that I'm getting ready to climb, I want to steady my breathing. I want to steady my breath. I want to make sure that I'm okay and I'm in control. And what that does is everybody that's choosing to follow me said, she's okay. He's got this. I'll follow them. They're not nervous. They're not upset. Control your nonverbal, control your breath. Your breath sets the pace for how you are walking, whether you're panting or whether you're just slow and steady. Slow and steady is the way to lead. Lesson number 2 that I've learned here about trailblazing at Mountain Creek Ranch is to know your surroundings at all times. One of the things that happens a lot when people go on new trails, they're making fresh trails, is that they get caught up in where they want to go and they lose sight of where they are. And so all of a sudden, if I get off track or I forget where I'm at, I am lost in the woods, and that's a terrible place to be. So I need to constantly be aware. Like I need to be aware of the things on the ground, the logs that maybe have fallen over. I need to be able to look at trees and paths and say, okay, that was the place where the big tree with the fork in it was. That was my place I remember being. So I begin to look for milestones and markers and things that tell me where I'm at all times. I'm always aware of where the sun is. I'm always looking to make sure that the sun is where it's supposed to be based on the time that I've allotted myself. And the terrain, am I going downhill, uphill? Am I near water? Can I hear water? constantly being aware of what's happening around me and what all the indicators or the signs are about where I currently am at the present time. So what's that got to do with leadership, Terri? Everything under the sun. It's important to be aware of where we are in the moment. If we get so caught up on the finish line that we lose touch with where we are right now and where we are in our progress, we can either get way far ahead or way far behind of where we need to be, or worst case scenario, lose a beautiful opportunity because we stepped right over it, because we were in a hurry to get to where we wanted to get. So being aware of where we are is a key in leadership. Being able to pause, maybe at our stand-ups, maybe at our weekly meetings, and say, hey guys, where are we at? What are we learning? What's happening? And remember, we're not focusing on the activity of walking, but we're focusing on the achievements, the results of where we are in this moment. So probably the biggest lesson that I learn, if I want to take a trail, say from here all the way to the pond, then I'm going to say to myself, I want to get to the pond by 1 p.m. So where's the sun right now? And I want to get to the pond by 1. So if by 12 o'clock I don't even see the pond, I can't hear anything, I know I'm not even close, something has gone wrong along my journey. So as leaders, same thing. If my finish line is a certain budget number or a certain attainment by the end of the year, where do I need to be by the end of first quarter? Where do I need to be by the end of second quarter? And use those milestones or markers like my trail markers and say, we are on path, we are on track to get to where we need to go. So this lesson, lesson number 2, always be aware of our surroundings, where we are at along our journey, what milestones we've set, how we're doing along this trip. All right, we're coming up on lesson number 3. And lesson number 3 is a big one. You got to carry your own baggage. You got to carry your own pack. And when others do choose to follow you on a trail, they need to carry their own stuff. Accountability is huge in business. It's huge in our personal life and definitely on the trail. It's a big deal. Stephen Covey used to say all the time, leadership is an inside-out journey. That basically means I gotta take care of me, I gotta figure my inside out, I gotta make sure that I'm carrying my own emotional baggage. On all of our tales, you've heard me say at least 10 times, don't get on that emotional roller coaster so that your people have to look around the corner and see what kind of mood you're in before they choose to interact with you. On the trail, it matters if you can control your own emotional baggage. You carry your own pack as the leader. And then when you do, it gives you permission to turn to everybody else and say, hey dude, you got to carry your own pack as well. You have to carry your own responsibilities. You are accountable to yourself and to others to do the job. I'm accountable for me, to you, to carry this pack and to do what I need to do to hike on this trail and to lead you successfully. So leadership is an inside-out approach. It basically means that I got to take care of me and myself and be mature enough so that somebody won't be crazy to follow me. So what's the lesson that I've learned on this trail? You got to carry your own stuff. You got to carry your own pack. And you got to encourage everybody else to carry their pack as well. And if they stop and lay it down and have a little fit along the way, you got to have them pick it up and you got to have them carry it. If not, there have to be consequences for those people that choose not to carry their own weight, their own packs. We're all in this together. And I want to be the kind of leader that holds people accountable, and when we're all done at that finish line, we turn to each other and we go, we did it. We carried no one, everyone carried themselves, but we collectively achieved that finish line as a team. Don't be afraid to tell that person on your team, pick up your pack and carry it. It's your responsibility. Oh, my foot hurts. Are you ready for the last lesson? Lesson number 4. The trail teaches humility. My feet are killing me in these boots. I thought it'd be so cool to walk in my cowboy boots. Truth of the matter is my feet hurt. The trail taught me that. The trail said, Terry, you should have hiking boots on, not cowboy boots on. You should wear those great hiking boots you bought a long time ago. Go get them out of the closet and wear them. The trail teaches us humility. One of the greatest quotes that came to me as I was hiking was that the trail doesn't reward pride. The trail rewards presence and honesty. Leaders have to be humble. Leaders have to realize I don't know everything. I may be prepared as good as I could, but I learned something along the way. And I didn't know everything there was to know. Humble leaders are leaders that are okay to follow. When I know my leader is learning, I want to learn right alongside that leader. I want my leader to say, I'm not really sure, but here's what we're going to do. What do you think? I love that. I love being a part of something bigger than myself. I love humble leaders who are constant learners. The trail teaches us whether we roll an ankle or we think we can get down a steep embankment, and the next thing you know, we find out we're on our fanny because we got a little too sure of ourselves, and the trail taught us something else. The trail teaches humility. That's lesson 4. Humility is a great trait in a leader. I did it. I made it through a new trail. I found some great stops along the way, learned my surroundings, realized that I didn't know what I didn't know, got a little humble along the way, and controlled my breath, controlled my energy enough that I could make it to this finish line and this great little fence to sit on and rest for a while. I did learn that leadership is not about always being in front. Leadership is really about being a person that others want to walk alongside and to be there with them. The trail should be wide enough for more than one person to be out front. We learn from each other. Leadership is measured by whether or not anyone chooses to follow. We don't follow titles, we follow people. And that's what makes learning out here so fun, is we learn to follow people that know their stuff. There are no titles. Thank you for joining me for this Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch.